Before we get into the chapter 8 performance task, we're going to do a little bit of review of what a parabola looks like and how things can be changed. First off, it's important to remember that a quadratic equation is always going to form a parabola that has an axis of symmetry or a center line, and then it's always going to have equal sides going up. So the first thing you have to realize is there's a general shape. If we multiply that by a number greater than 1, that shape is going to get narrower or tighter. If we multiply it by a number less or between 0 and 1, that shape will get wider, so a fraction will make it wider. Also, if we multiply it by a negative number, it's going to open downward. Multiply it by a positive number, it's going to open upward. The next thing to remember is that if we have a number added to it at the end, it's either going to change it up or down. So a positive one will shift up, negative one will shift down. Next thing to look at is finding the form that finds the axis of symmetry or the middle. So to do that, if we're in ax squared plus bx plus c, to find that x value that is the middle, that reflects both sides, it's going to be negative b over 2 times a. Also, that line will give you a maximum value for a negative a or a minimum value for a positive a. These things will help you in doing the task that. Next, we look at the form that if you have a shift to the right or left, if you have a negative h, so say x minus 2 squared, that is going to shift 2 units to the right from a normal x squared. If you have an x plus, it's going to shift to the left. Then if you have again a k added at the end, it's just like the c is going to shift up or down. The final form is what is called the x-intercept form. So again, this is negative, so if you have a negative, that intercept is going to be to the right, and if you have a positive, that intercept is going to be to the left. So say you have just an a value, I'm not going to say x minus 2, x minus 6. That means that the intercepts are going to be 2 and 6 on the x-axis. Then you can use the letter A to find the axis of symmetry, or whether it opens up or down, and you can find the midpoint to find your x value, that's the axis of symmetry. Task. You're looking at an app that's developing a game to shoot lasers at asteroids. They score based on the points, based on the number of hits per shot. The designer wants your feedback. Do you think students would want to play this game? What changes would improve it? So you're going to be answering some questions. Again, it's looking at your thoughts and the process that you're using. So here's the deal. The game starts with a grid and a random set of targets, as you see below. You're going to have 3 sets to do this. You get 5 points per asteroid hit, and you get 2 shots. Play the game a few times and record your score. Write your equations and then sketch them on the graph. I'll encourage you to use a graphing calculator such as Desmos or any other. You can plot the points and then play with your equations to see what you can hit and record. Record the points you get each round. The app will say you hit the asteroid if you were in 3/10 of a unit of the center. So if you look at the first one, if you remember what we talked about with axis of symmetry, you might want to write an equation that might come down like this and hit those points or hit these points. You might want to write another equation that might hit those points. That's all up to you on how you do that. Again, looking at the same thing on the next one, you can mess around with different equations. So when you get done, write your equations for your two shots, record your total number of points for each trial, and continue to do. So the next thing uh, is part 2 says, what if the rules were to change? What if you earn more points for a hit on one equation, 5 points for one hit, 20 points for two hits, 45 points for three hits, and 80 points if you hit four asteroids? Look back at exercise 1, so A, B, and C. Would you change your equations? Select one of those three problems and write one equation to get as many points as you can. So again, that's going to be extra work that you need to do and record that. Fine. This is again looking at your thinking and how you solve problems. How would you change the game? What method do you think would be the best? Should there be more points awarded for quadratic equations? And what about exponential equations? The last portion of this unit talks about looking at the different types of equation families, exponential, linear, and quadratic. As you look at this, write your own rules for your app and then use this grid to get as many points as you can. So again, you're going to have to take some thought and put down what you think is best.